Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share another layout with the mini kit that I made for a scrapbooking crop online that was sponsored by Scrapbook Generation. Now this kit was put together using a Felicity Jane kit called Rebecca. And so I'm getting close to the end of the big sheets of pattern paper as far as the full sheets go. And so I'm trying to pull them in and get them used up, but that blush shade that I just put the border around, that's like my favorite color of pink. It's kind of like it's not a vivid bright pink. It is more of a blush tone, softer, duller pink. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shades of pink, and I love it. And so I had to cut the center out of that. I couldn't fathom the thought of using that entire sheet of paper on just that one layout as a backer. So, yeah. Here I am. I'm taking this orange cardstock or pattern paper that came from an SEI paper pack, and it is one that I've had in my stash for quite a few years, probably at least 6 or 7 years, and I'm finally glad to be able to get to use it. It is one of my favorite shades of orange, that burnt, rusty orange. It's just lovely, and I have used it sparingly on quite a few layouts that I've put together with this kit. The subject of this kit and the title of my layout is Happy Scrappy Friends. I had gone to the Victoria Marie Scrapbook Retreat in the summer of 2018, and while there, not only was I hanging out with Victoria Marie, but also with Tuesday Hubbard. She came along to that crop. Sorry, I wanted to get the layout in front of me and talk about what I was doing. I've just pulled out a lot of the paper strips that I have, and I am going through and deciding which ones that I want to use. I am using a sketch, and I do believe it is from Page Maps. I think most of the sketches that I've used this time are from Page Maps so far. And I am deciding what I want to use across the top there. And I've pulled out a couple of those border strips, the polka dot one as well as that floral that I'm going to use up there. There is no wastage when you are creating with these Felicity Jane kits, because there's so much there. All the border strips are meant to be used as border strips. All the branding strips, that is, are meant to be used as borders, and so you have all of these lovely images on them, so there's no waste in using them. So that's always really nice. And I love the fact that they have a more wilder flower on that border strip than actually what I have in the background. The background, I have the very almost cartoony-like flower, just the same print over and over and over again. So there's no spontaneity in it, whereas the border strip from that paper feels like there is some spontaneity. Those flowers are a little bit wilder. So I feel like I have gotten my picture taken with Scrapbook rock stars. I mean, everybody watches Tuesday's channel. Everybody watches Victoria Marie's channel. And so I feel like when I get to hang out with Victoria, when I go to her retreats, it is like hanging out with my bestie. She is quite literally one of my best scrapbooking buddies, and I love to go to her crops. Her retreats, when she sponsors them, they are such fun, and I get so much done. And she is such a wonderful person to hang out with. Yeah, she is definitely my scrapbooking sister, my scrapbooking bestie. And Tuesday, even though I only went to the one crop with her, I mean, it was great hanging out with her. We actually roomed together, and so that was pretty fun. And her layouts that she put together while she was there were just stunning. She did a lot of work she was still doing Cheeky Studio, and she was doing a lot of design work for them while she was there. And she brought a lot of product along for us to see and be able to purchase while we were there. And it was such, I had seen it online previously, and it wasn't until I actually got to see it in person that I thought, oh, I need all of this. And so, yeah, I brought all of it home. Isn't that always how it goes? You see something in person and you realize you have to have all of it. Anyway, so like I said, I feel like I got to hang out with scrapbooking royalty. And there was quite a few other women there at that retreat that have scrapbooking channels that I just did not get the opportunity to take photos with, or, you know, when I go to these retreats, I always take my camera, or I always have my phone, but I don't always pick them up to take photos. And that's sad, and I don't necessarily mean for it to happen. It just happens because I get so involved in creating while I'm there. I have a goal in mind when I go. Where she has hosted this retreat, I have figured out over the course of the weekend, I should be able to make about 30 layouts, and I come very close if I don't hit it every single time. And in order to do that, I mean, I have to stay focused and keep my head in the game and stay busy. And so a lot of times, even though I am still visiting with people, I will have my headphones on for a good part of the time, listening to books or having YouTube videos playing in the background, you know, just so that I can get stuff done. But I still try to socialize while I'm there too. And I had a wonderful time. Now, this layout, you can see I'm using a couple of different fonts to put my title down, and I was going to initially call it Happy Friends, but because they both have these wonderful smiles on their faces. But then I thought, you know, these aren't people that I hang out with or live close to be, you know, my bestie buddies live and in person around me all the time. They are my Scrappy friends. And so I add a little tag up there to indicate Scrappy Friends on there as well. But I think if I did live near either one of them, I think I would have them over or want to be over at their houses all the time scrapbooking with them, because they are such fun to hang out with at the retreats. And if you haven't already and you want to, please head over to Victoria's retreat, or Victoria's Facebook channel, or her YouTube channel, and see what she creates on there. The same with Tuesday Hubbard. And Victoria's channel always links you to her blog where there's information on retreats that she's hosting. I think her next retreat is going to be in California in the spring. And then she'll have one in Texas I think in Ohio in the summer and Texas in the fall. So she's got quite a few retreats already booked for next year. So you guys should check it out if you haven't already. I would love for her to fill up every single one of her crops. There I just went back through to check the dates to make sure that I had the correct dates on that little label sticker. And it's just one of those Monday, it looks like a ticket, and I put the dates of that week, and then 2018 over to the side, and then June is the month that the retreat was. And so there I'm adding a little paper clip. Those little paper clips don't exactly match the colors in the kit. They're a little bit brighter, but it still works whenever I have used it on there. And there I'm doing my, what do you call it, faux calligraphy or faux script writing, whatever. You just be a little bit more decorative with your hand lettering. And so that's all I'm doing there. It's always a lot of fun to play with the lettering as you do it along on the layout. And I know a lot of people don't hand letter or write their own journaling on their layouts, but I have found over the years, I spent a lot of time doing printed journaling on, on the computer, printing it out and then putting it on my layouts. But I came to the realization that that takes a lot of time. And when I finally do get time to sit down and start scrapbooking, I don't want to spend that time necessarily on the computer writing all of my journaling and then making sure I have it centered correctly and whatever. So I tend to write it all out by hand. And at this point in my life, my handwriting is still fairly decent. I have been in the medical profession for years, and so I have noticed that my writing has gotten worse over the years. It's not nearly as what do you call it, formal looking as it did when I was younger and wrote less. But now that we use computer charting all the time, I'm hoping that my handwriting will get a little better over the course of time. But then again, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So, and I think as far as writing goes, other than in my planner, this is probably scrapbooking is the only other place that I really spend a lot of time writing things out. Well, in my grocery list, because I still handwrite that. I keep a list running on the refrigerator. So there I'm taking some of those washi strips that I have that are freckled fawn that I added in. I had like 6 or 8 sheets of that same pattern that I had picked up over the course of time. I bought a kit, and then I bought another on clearance, and then I bought a grab bag of supplies from Freckled Fawn at one point, and there were more of those sheets in there. So, which I don't mind because I like their washi strips. I think they're pretty fun, and the colors are pretty versatile, and you can use them with almost anything that you're scrapbooking. You can find something to match. As with anything, you can always find something to match. Anyway, friends, I want to tell you thanks for stopping by my scrapbook channel and watching my videos. I would love it if you would flip me a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like this one, or watching other videos on my channel as I create them, please hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I put the videos out, please hit the little bell, and YouTube will automatically notify you when those new videos come up. Currently, I try to post 2 to 3 times a week. Right now, I'm leaning more towards 3 times, but that's always subject to change as things happen in my life and as work gets busy or not busy. Anywho, like I said, I appreciate you guys stopping by here. I've had quite a bit of growth in the last several months, and I really do appreciate it. I've looked on YouTube analytics to see where my traffic is coming from, and a lot of it is through key search words, and I'm very appreciative that we're able to put those little phrases in there that will cue people to check out our videos. And for me, a lot of it is homemade scrapbook stash or homemade scrapbooking kit. Those are my #1 hits. So I know I'm not the only one out there who is either building kits or utilizing homemade kits all the time. I did just join the Felicity Jane Scrapbook Kit Club, and I will be, at least for 3 months, getting their kits just to give them a try and see how well I like them. If I like them, I might stay on for a bit longer. If not, if I don't find that I'm utilizing all the product in a timely manner, then I may just stop. It really depends on, how these months come along. But I'll stick with it at least for the minimum of 3 months. So we'll see. The paper kits that I have so far that I've purchased just randomly here and there, I have been in love with, and I tend to hoard them a little bit because I don't want to use them up because they're so beautiful. But I'm trying to break that habit and use more of what I have. And in doing that, I thought, okay, if I bring something fresher into my studio, it will hopefully inspire me to use more of the old stuff, pairing it with the newer stuff. Anyway, guys, I will see you on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.